I don't know if I'm going to change it to Transformation Tuesdays or if I'm just going to add Transformation Tuesdays and perhaps do Tighten Up Thursdays where I do workouts. But anyway, right now I'm feeling like, I put lots of workouts out there and people have access to many options to work out. And if you do want to work out from me, please don't hesitate to send me inbox me and say, hey, I need a little workout. I've released 10 so far. And so if you've done all 10, then I'm impressed. But I'm thinking that's probably not the case for most people. So you can go to the Facebook page, Tighten Up Tuesdays, and I have all the videos of those workouts there. But I've decided to shift gears a little bit and focus on some other elements related to transformation besides just working out, which is just a small piece of the puzzle. And it happens to be what I've dedicated the majority of my adult career to, but there's so much more involved. So in my last Transformation Tuesday, I talked about overcoming fears, getting out of your comfort zone, acting in spite of being afraid, because we're all afraid, right? That's just part of being alive. Today, I want to talk to you about another thing that holds a lot of people back from achieving their goals. And I'm speaking in relation to mostly to what I do, which is transformation, changing your body, losing weight, all that kind of stuff. But it really is applicable to anything you do in your life, right? And what I want to talk to you about today is motivation, right? How to stay motivated. I mean, if I had a dime for every time I was asked that question, Shondelle, how do I stay motivated? I want to do this. I want to lose weight, I want to get in shape, I want to be healthy, but I just can't stay motivated. In fact, one of my girlfriends this weekend sent me a text and said, I need you to motivate me. And my reply was, I wish I had that power. I can inspire you. Sorry about that, my phone rang, and I didn't know if I could still do this and put my phone in airplane mode. So I apologize. But anyway, I can inspire and encourage, but I can't motivate. I feel like motivation really, the kind that lasts, comes from inside. So I said, look, I can inspire you. I can't motivate you. That has to come from within, but you can act despite being motivated. And that's what I want to talk about today. 4 tips on how to stay motivated even when you're not, okay? And I have my little notes here, so if you see me glance down, because I don't want to forget anything, because this is good stuff, all right? So the first one, how to stay motivated, right, is focusing on your result, focusing on your outcome, rather than on the process. Now, the process is also important. I'm sure you've heard, enjoy the journey and, enjoy the ride. It's not just about the end result. And I am a complete believer in that. I think that's ideal. But the reality is that, at least in the beginning, and oftentimes throughout, you're not always going to enjoy the process of getting to where you want to go. At least not, 100% of the time, right? However, if you have a goal or something you're trying to attain and you really, really want it and your focus is on that, then it's a lot easier to stay the course. And what I found is that a lot of people have very superficial goals or goals that really may not even be what they really want. So people come into my facility and say, hey, what do you want? Oh, I want to lose weight. All right, why do you want to lose weight? Oh, I want to fit my clothes better. Why do you want to fit your clothes better? I don't know. I feel like I don't want to go shopping anymore, again, or I want more, they're just like really superficial reasons. And not to say that wanting to fit your clothes is a completely superficial reason, but if you don't have something that really drives you to your core, then anything is going to take you off course. You got to have, I said this last week about when you have a significant why, the how becomes so much easier. And I find that a lot of people just don't have a why that drives them, right? So if you think about it, even if you love what you do for a living, are you motivated every day to get up and go to work? And yet, don't you go to work most days? And why do you do that? right? Because there's a result, right? You need to get paid, you need to make a living, or you need to, help your community, or whatever you may be doing for a living. But there's a reason, there's an end result to why you must get up every day and go to work. Now, what if you got up and said, I'm not motivated to work today, so I'm just not going to go, right? How would that work out for you? It probably wouldn't. All right. So you've got to find a why, and you got to make sure that it's something that really matters to you. And I've been taught to, like, when you're trying to figure out what your real why is, something called peeling back the onion. So you keep asking yourself, why? So I want to lose weight. Why do you want to lose weight? Well, because I want to look better. Why do you want to look better? Well, because I want more confidence. Why do I want more confidence? So that I can do the things that I, say I want to do. I feel like if I look better and I feel better, I'm going to go out into the world and present myself in the way that I want to present myself. And and the result of that is enduring the process, right? So anyway, I'm going to go on to the next one, but find something that you really want and have a reason why you want it. Number 2 is this goes back to what I was just talking about waking up for work, right? You don't really have the option. I mean, kind of, you do every once in a while, you can call in sick, but for the most part, you don't really have the option about whether you're going to go to work every day or not, right? Or if you're going to take out the trash or brush your teeth or take a shower or take the kids to school. There's certain things that we just do because we have to do them, right? And for me, exercise and working out and eating healthy most of the times are just some of those things that I feel like are not really optional. And it doesn't start that way. It takes time to get to that place where you don't see working out as an option, or you don't see going to the gym, or, choosing healthy meals as an option. But if you see it as optional, then more times than not, it may not happen, right? But if you perceived working out, or you approached your diet and your way, and when I say diet, I mean the way you eat, not a diet, and working out with the same mandate that you saw as getting up and brushing your teeth, right? You're not going to get up and say, today I don't really feel like brushing my teeth, so I'm not, right? It's not optional. It's just what you do, right? Working out, eating healthy, doing all these things that are going to get you to where you want to go. You can't perceive them as there is no alternative. You have to do it. Listen, because of what I do, people think I love working out, right? This is like, I'm excited every day to go to the gym, and that could be any further from the truth. In fact, guys, I could count on one hand, maybe 1 or 2 times in a month where I actually am like, yes, I can't wait to work out today. 9 times out of 10, that's not the case. Like, most times, I do not want to work out. I'd much rather, lay on the couch and read a book, or, watch TV, or sit on internet surf. There's so many other things that I could do, but I don't approach it as an option. It's just something that I do. And once you do that over time and you do that consistently, then guess what happens? You create the habit, right? But habits don't just happen. It takes time to create a habit. All right. So whatever it is that you say you want, treat it as if there is no alternative. You must do it. It's got to get done. Put it on the same priority list as going to work, brushing your teeth, taking out the trash, making dinner, all the things that you have to do in a day. Add movement to that. Add drinking a certain amount of water to that. Add, eating a certain amount of vegetables to that. You cannot give yourself the option. All right. Number 3 is find a support system. One of the reasons why I think CrossFit is so successful, and many other group programs, Orange Theory, and those are the 2 I can think of off the top of my head, is because it is very community driven, right? There's an inbuilt support system. And look, support, especially when it comes to doing something that you really don't want to do or you don't like to do, is so mandatory. Support, accountability, knowing that you're not going at it alone. I've been doing this for 20 years and I rarely work out alone. I still need, in fact, today, I train at night, and it's hard for me to work out when I'm training. I don't like working out while I'm training clients. Sometimes I have to. So today, I worked out at 11 o'clock after the gym was closed with a friend of mine who's also a client, but I just had to get it in, and I hate working out alone. Just something about having a support system. You have accountability to someone besides yourself, right? So the key is, though, finding accountability with a group or with an individual that's really going to hold you accountable. Because if you call that person, you're like, let's go walk or let's go do this, and they're like, I don't really feel like it, and you're like, okay, cool, we don't have to do it, then that's not going to work, right? And so I think CrossFit and group programs work for that. That's a huge reason why it works so well, is because there is a support system, right? You're going to show up. And if you don't show up, after a while, people notice that you don't show up, and that makes you want to show up even more, right? And it's also, there's something very comforting about, going through an uncomfortable situation with other people, right? And for most people, working out is uncomfortable. So it's a lot more fun when you have a support group and you have some accountability. So definitely, if you don't have that, seek a friend, seek someone who's going to hold your feet to the fire and make you do what you want to do, even when you don't feel like it, right? Because it's not about how you feel. I'm telling you, if you wait to feel good to do the things that you want to do, then it's not always going to happen, right? Because our moods are so transient, right? You can wake up feeling awesome, and by noon, you don't feel so awesome, right? So you've got to act despite feeling. And you will do that if you're focused on the outcome, and if that outcome matters to you, and if that outcome is not an option, right? And also the process also becomes not an option. All right, and another thing, this is a smaller one, but I think it matters, and the final one is you need to cater to your peak times of performance. All right, so here's an example. I get clients all the time who come in and say, oh, my day is so busy, I need to work out at 6 a.m. because that's when, nothing's going to get in the way of my day, and I can do it, and I'll show up. But I really hate working out in the morning. I'm not a morning person, right? So they're already setting themselves up for failure because they've declared that this is what they are. They're not a morning person, but yet you're going to wake up at 6 a.m. and work out. Say there's probably 20% of my clients who actually don't want to work out at 6 a.m., but choose to. Most are morning people, and so they come in at that time. So don't set yourself up for failure, guys. Listen, you have to get things done when your chances of success are greatest, right? You want to optimize your success, right? So if you know that when you have so many things can come up in your workday, and that there's a 50-50 chance that, you're probably not going to work out it after work, then guess what you got to do? Maybe take some sneakers to work and work during your lunch break. Or maybe get up like 20 minutes earlier. A lot of people think they got to spend like an hour and a half working out. You don't have to do that. 10, 15, 20 minutes. Just build the momentum. Start moving. Anyone can wake up 15 minutes earlier, right? You wake up a little bit early. You don't have to wake up at 5:30 a.m. and go to CrossFit at 6 a.m. if you're not a morning person. But if you normally wake up 7, can you wake up at maybe like 6:45 and go for a walk or do something just so that you can be consistent, right? For me, my ideal workout time is like between 11 and 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's my ideal work time. Does that always happen? Not at all. But I'm in a place now where working out has become a habit for me. So if it can't happen during that time, I'll do it in the evening or I'll do it in the morning. But my whole point is choose the time of day where your odds for success are highest, right? If it's not at 6 a.m., then don't put that on your schedule to work out at 6 a.m. And again, I'm using working out here, but really you can apply this to anything, writing emails, making phone calls, whatever it may be. Do it when your chances of success are going to be greatest. All right. So the bottom line, and I guess the thesis of all this, hey guys, hey Lisa, hey Alicia and Julie. I said last time I was going to try to connect with people on here a little more, but I'm so focused on what I'm saying, I don't want to get distracted. But thanks for guys for listening. But so my takeaway is this, right? Motivation comes and goes. It does not last. It is not permanent. It's transient like most things in our lives, right? And if you rely on motivation to get things done, then they're not always going to get done, right? What instead you have to focus on is your goal, and then you have to see that goal as you must attain it, right? There's no option, and therefore the steps that you have to take to get there are not optional, right? Your ultimate goal has to drive you. The daily tasks are not necessarily going to do that. There are people who love their job, right? Who love what they do, but still there are days when they just don't want to do it, right? So approach it from that angle. Act in spite of how you feel. You know, find a support group, get some accountability. I'm here. There are so many people out there who are willing to help you. And I know for many of you, I'm not local to where you live, and that's okay. A lot of you are not into what I do, CrossFit, and that's okay. Find what works for you. But whatever it is, find a group, find a person, an individual if necessary, to hold your feet to the fire. All right? And don't let motivation stop you from achieving your goals. If you have it, that's icing on the cake. But I'm telling you, it's not something that's always going to be there. And you got to achieve your goals regardless. All right. So I hope that helped a little bit. Reach out to me if you have any input, suggestions, feedback. If you want to work out, hey, I'm here, and this is what I do, and I would love to help you. Or I can point you in the direction. If CrossFit's not for you, maybe I can give you some suggestions on other things you can do. All right, and perhaps I'll release a workout on Thursday for Tighten Up Thursdays instead of Tighten Up Tuesdays. All right, so I hope that was helpful. I'll see you next week for another episode of Transformation Tuesdays. You have an awesome day. Train hard, eat clean, live life, be awesome. Have a good Tuesday. Take care.